creatures surrounding Captain Jamie Hart had dark green scales and 6 yellow eyes, but their expressions were easy to read, smug satisfaction. They thought they had won. Jamie's ship, the Starlight Wanderer, floated disabled in space. The human crew was trapped on the bridge, outnumbered 5-1, while alien boarders pressed against the sealed doors. "Your situation is hopeless, human," hissed Commander Vazul, the leader of the Draken assault team. His voice crackled through the communication system. "Your engines are disabled. Your weapons are depleted. Surrender now, and we will permit your crew to live as our servants." Jamie looked around at her crew, just 15 humans against an army of Draken soldiers. The alien empire had been expanding across the galaxy for centuries, conquering every species they encountered. Humans were newcomers to space, and the Draken expected them to be easy prey. "What's your answer, Captain?" Vazul demanded. His 6 eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of impatience Jamie had learned to recognize. Jamie smiled, though there was nothing happy about it. "We're considering your generous offer, Commander. Give us 10 minutes to discuss." The communication screen went dark. Jamie turned to her crew, huddled around the bridge's central console. Their faces showed fear, but also determination. They weren't finished yet. "Status report," Jamie ordered. Rena, the ship's engineer, spoke first. Her hands were stained with grease, and her curly hair stuck out in all directions. "Main engines are dead. They hit us with some kind of energy pulse that fried the primary controls." "Weapons?" Jamie asked. Marcus, the weapons officer, shook his head. "Standard cannons are empty. We used the last of our missiles trying to fight them off." Jamie nodded, taking in the information. Most alien commanders would see this situation as hopeless, but humans had been surviving against impossible odds for thousands of years. "They think we'll retreat now," Jamie said quietly. "They expect us to give up. That's what every other species has done when faced with their superior numbers." "But we're not retreating," said Rena, her eyes lighting up as she understood Jamie's plan. "No," Jamie agreed. "We're reloading instead. Do we still have the experimental drive core?" Rena nodded eagerly. "It's intact. They don't know about it because it's not connected to our main systems yet." "And the backup navigation system?" Jamie asked, turning to Priya, the navigation officer. "Fully functional," Priya replied. "They only targeted what they could see on standard scans." Jamie smiled, a real smile this time. "Perfect. Here's what we're going to do." For the next 8 minutes, the crew worked frantically. The Draken thought they were deliberating surrender, but instead, they were preparing a surprise. Humans had always been good at finding creative solutions when backed into a corner. When Commander Vazul's face appeared on the screen again, his 6 eyes were narrowed with suspicion. "Your time is up, humans. What is your decision?" Jamie stood tall. "We've decided to decline your offer, Commander." Vazul's scales rippled with anger. "Then you choose death. We will breach your bridge in 60 seconds. Before you do that," Jamie said calmly, "you should know something about humans." "What could I possibly need to know about a species about to become extinct?" Vazul sneered. "Throughout our history, whenever someone has told us something is impossible, we've taken it as a challenge," Jamie explained. "When they said we couldn't fly, we built airplanes. When they said we couldn't reach space, we built rockets. And when they say we can't escape a Draken ambush..." She paused, looking at her crew, who were all poised at their stations, ready. "We find a way." With a nod from Jamie, Rena activated the experimental drive core. It had been designed to harness the energy of nearby stars, converting it into pure propulsion power. No one had ever used it in combat before, but desperate times called for desperate measures. The ship hummed to life as energy flooded through new pathways, bypassing the damaged systems. The Drakon on the screen looked confused, his confidence wavering. "What is happening?" Vazul demanded. "What are you doing?" "Something impossible," Jamie replied. The Starlight Wanderer lurched forward, breaking free from the Draken tractor beams. At the same time, Marcus rerouted power to a weapons system the Draken hadn't detected, a prototype sonic disruptor designed to temporarily disable Draken neural systems without harming their ships. The disruptor fired, sending out waves of precisely calibrated sound. On the screen, they watched as Vazul and his crew clutched at their heads, their complex hearing organs overwhelmed by the frequencies humans had carefully researched and developed. "Priya, get us out of here," Jamie ordered. The ship accelerated, its experimental drive core glowing blue through the engine room windows. They shot past the disabled Draken vessels, heading toward the safer territory of the nearby Meridian Alliance, a group of species who had so far managed to resist Drakon expansion. Behind them, the Drakon ships slowly recovered, but made no move to pursue. They had never encountered a species that could turn defeat into victory so quickly. 2 days later, the Starlight Wanderer docked at Meridian Station. Jamie and her senior officers were invited to meet with the Alliance Council, 12 representatives from different species who had been fighting the Draken for generations. The council chamber was impressive, with high ceilings and windows looking out into the starry blackness of space. The council members sat in a semicircle, their diverse physiologies a testament to the variety of life in the galaxy. Councillor Ezel, a tall being with 4 arms and skin that shimmered like mother of pearl, spoke first. "Captain Hart, we have reviewed your encounter with the Draken fleet. No ship has ever escaped once the Drakon initiated boarding procedures, yet you did." "We had no choice but to find a way," Jamie replied simply. "But that is exactly what makes your species so remarkable," said Councillor Tuvio, whose body resembled a collection of floating, translucent spheres. "The Drakon expected you to accept defeat. When faced with impossible odds, most species calculate the rational response and surrender to fight another day. Humans don't think like that," Jamie explained. "Throughout our history, we've faced extinction-level threats, diseases, wars, climate disasters. Each time we've refused to accept defeat. We adapt, we innovate, we find new paths forward. This quality is unusual," said Councillor Mal, a reptilian being with feathers instead of scales. "Most species evolve to avoid unnecessary risks. Humans evolve to take calculated risks," Jamie corrected. "We weigh the options and sometimes decide that facing impossible odds is better than surrendering our freedom or our future." The council members exchanged glances, communicating in ways Jamie couldn't fully understand. Finally, Ezel spoke again. "The Draken have conquered 17 systems in the past cycle. They believe their victory is inevitable because they have never encountered a species that fights back with your creativity and determination." "Until now," Jamie said firmly. "Until now," Ezel agreed. "Captain Hart, the Alliance would like to establish a formal alliance with Earth. We believe that with human ingenuity and our combined resources, we might finally turn the tide against the Draken." Jamie thought of Earth, beautiful, resilient Earth, where humans had fought and survived and thrived against all odds for thousands of years. She thought of all the times in human history when surrender would have been easier, but humans had chosen to reload instead. "I think that's an excellent idea," she said. "When the Draken come for us next time, they'll discover that humans don't just reload our own weapons. We help our allies reload theirs too." As the council meeting concluded and plans for the new alliance began, a message arrived from the border. Drakon ships were retreating from 3 different systems, pulling back to reassess their strategy against this unexpected human threat. Jamie smiled as she looked out at the stars. The Drakon had thought humans would be easy prey, that when faced with superior numbers and technology, they would retreat or surrender like so many species before them. Instead, they had discovered the truth that Earth's enemies had learned time and again throughout human history. When pushed to the wall, humans don't retreat. They reload, they adapt, and they come back stronger than before.